Hey, howdy, hey, welcome back to my channel. For tonight's video, we are reviewing RuPaul's Drag Race Season 14, Episode 9. So if that sounds good to you, make sure to hit that like button, comment down below what you thought about this episode, and hit that subscribe button. Come join the Sandwich Hour community. And without further ado, let's get this video started. Alright. So, I'm gonna go ahead and just put this out here that this episode was very boring to me. I love these queens and I don't want to send any hate to any of them. But when we have a season that has gone on for 9 episodes, right? And we've had, let's see, episode 1, episode 2, and I believe this is the 4th episode now, where no one has gone home technically, because obviously Daiya and Orion came back, right? So we've had 4 episodes where no one's gone home. We are still at a top 8, and I am barely hanging on in this season. Like, it has been so long. I've enjoyed a lot of the challenges, but if you're not sending queens home, it just feels like you're stretching out the season with an unnecessary amount, and I am kind of low-key getting very, very bored with it. But with that all being said, I will be reviewing today's episode. Again, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Come join my YouTube channel, community. We have a fun time here. But let's get right into it. Obviously, the episode is starting out with the queens walking back into the workroom after the elimination of Carrie Colby. Jasmine's pretty upset about this. Again, Jasmine really looked up to Carrie, and having to eliminate her is really upsetting to her. So, of course, she has this whole moment where she's talking about Carrie, how she thought she's gone, that sort of thing. Then, of course, we have Daiya, who's talking to herself, saying, like, oh, I'm not gonna let this one get to me, I'm just gonna continue on. Don't let the win get to you, if that makes sense. Kind of like, don't think about it too much. I don't know. That was a moment. Honestly, we're gonna get to the new day in the workroom. With the queens walk in, RuPaul comes out, introduces the mini challenge where the queens are gonna have to do photobomb male celebrities in quick drag. Again, this is a challenge that they have done already on Drag Race, but I enjoyed this main challenge. Obviously, in the end, the winner of the mini challenge was Willow Pill. So congratulations to Willow for winning the mini challenge. Great job. I also think Deja did a great job, and Angie. I think they all did really well. But the main challenge this week is going to be DragCon panels. And of course, Willow does get to pick her own team for the challenge. So Willow picks Deja, Lady Camden, and Angeria. So the team, of course, is going to be Willow, Angeria, Deja, and Lady Camden. Excuse me. And I think this was a really strong team. I think this was a great choice by Willow. Again, she hasn't worked with Deja, so that'll be a nice opportunity. And of course, Angie works great, and so does Lady Camden. It's overall a really good pairing. And also, more importantly, she kept... I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say this. She didn't pick Jasmine and Georgia, who she felt might not do as well as opposed to other queens. Again, just putting it out there. But I think Willow did a really good job picking her team. And then, of course, the other team is going to be Bosco, Daiya, Jasmine, and Georgia. So, those are the 2 teams. They split up, and then they start going over their, planning out their skit, their panel, and all the things. Again, they're trying to figure out who's going to be the moderator. For Willow's team, it's decided pretty quickly that Deja is going to be moderator. So, again, they all work together and they decide this collectively, and I think that was a good decision. I think Deja did a great job as a moderator. And then, of course, we get to the other group where Jasmine is wanting to be a moderator at first. I'm like, this is a choice. And then, of course, you have Daiya, who's basically kind of not bullying her out of it, but a little bit bullying her out of that position. And then, of course, Bosco steps up and takes the moderator position, which, again, was probably the smart choice in the end. But, still, I'm kind of like, that's a little rude to step on her toes like that. I don't know, let me know what you think down below. Then, of course, we get RuPaul coming in, and RuPaul does a walkthrough where she talks to each group. First is Willow's group, again, talking about fatherhood, talking about, the overall concept of the DragCon panels is men. It's an entire thing, because obviously there's a lot of different subjects you can cover within men, and there's a whole lot that they can get into, which I do enjoy as an overall topic. So obviously they're talking about fatherhood. Willow, Angie, Camden, and Deja, they're all talking to Ru. Again, this group flows together really well. Willow did a really great job picking out her team. Like, this was a great choice. And I think it was overall a super strong group. They did great with that walkthrough work. And then, of course, we get the group with Bosco, Jasmine, Daiya, and Georges. So, right off the bat, RuPaul asks Daiya and Jasmine about some conflict that they had. Obviously, production's working there, saying like, oh, you guys had some conflict, let's talk about it. At which point, Daiya basically says she thinks of her as a little sister, but she wants to sometimes bash her head in. That was an interesting moment. I don't know. It was an interesting moment, to say the least. Obviously, Bosco is talking well with Ru, so is Daiya for the most part. I think Georges is getting in her head about this, and so Jasmine. Especially Jasmine, because Jasmine has a reputation to talk a lot. And when it comes to a panel where you're going to have to talk, obviously, you're going to kind of get in your head about this and kind of like overthink it maybe a little bit. And I think the issue Jasmine came into is she was almost trying to plan out herself too much, if that makes sense. Because I feel like when it comes to the idea of a DragCon panel, you write out the skeleton outline of what you're going to do, right? You come up with the different subjects, talk about that, do all that, right? But at the same time, you still need to be present in the moment. Because if you're not present, and you just plan it all out, it feels a little flat. And I think that was an issue a lot of the queens, younger queens, if I'm talking about being honest, Georges and Jasmine, I think that was the issue they ran into. Again, let me know what you think down below. But hey. That's my perspective. So, that was the walkthrough. Then we get to the next day. They're getting ready. There's not too much, honestly, to talk about when they're all getting ready for the runway. Like, it's kind of a quick moment. There's not much trauma talk. There's not much of anything, really. So, honestly, let's go ahead and get to these panels. First group, obviously, is going to be Willow's group, which, of course, is being led by Deja. This group, overall, I think they all worked really well together. Obviously, they all shared their own moments. They all communicated well together. It felt very fresh and just very natural to it. A natural flow to the conversation, which I think is really helpful for a challenge like the DragCon panels. So I think that was a really great job by this group. Obviously, in terms of individuals in this group, I think Deja did a great job. I think Willow did a great job. And I really enjoyed Angie, too. I think they all did really well. Lady Camden, I do think, had a little struggle with it. But I think she was able to pull it out in the end and do really well. Again, this group overall really flowed well together. It was a really strong performance by everyone. There were some laughs. There were some serious moments. Again, all the things you need for this sort of DragCon panel challenge. So, hey, work. Then, obviously, we get to the next group, which is Bosco's group. Bosco did a great job leading this group. Bosco was hilarious. I love Bosco. I think Bosco is also coming up to be one of my favorite queens this season. So, work. And then, obviously, we had Daiya, Georges, and Jasmine. They all worked okay. I do think, when we're talking about Georges was, again, getting very nervous on the main stage. It's a repeated pattern with Georges in terms of challenges, and I'm getting nervous for Georges at this point, because obviously you can't only rely on presentation on the runway, because honestly I'm still confused on how runway correlates into the overall performance, but we'll get to that later. And then of course we have Jasmine, who again I think was fine. I think she kind of struggled with the same thing Georgia struggled with, where she was too in her head about everything. And I think that was the issue that they all got into together. And then, of course, Daiya did a safe job, in my opinion. Like, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst. It was fine. Obviously, the standout of that group was Bosco. Again, great job, Bosco. Really, really great job in the challenge. So, now we get to the runway. I do also want to mention Nicole Byer being the guest judge. I love Nicole Byer. Nicole Byer is one of my favorite guest judges that they've had on Drag Race. I think she should become a regular. Maybe replace Ross or Carson. I don't know. I just think Nicole Byer is fantastic. And I feel like Nicole Byer deserves better because this episode was kind of pooped, if I'm being real with y'all. And I would have enjoyed to see Nicole Byer on a different episode because I love Nicole Byer. Excuse me. So, the runway, shoulder pads. Let's get into it. First, Bosco. I like this. Again, very simple. Overall, I was kind of bored with this runway. I don't know. Didn't love it. Deja Skye. I really did enjoy Deja's look. I like the extreme shoulders. Especially for a shoulder pad runway. You are gonna make it extreme. Make it huge, you know? I will say Deja Skye's runway did stand out for me compared to some of the other runways. So for me, I would rate it higher. I did enjoy Angie's look. I thought Angie looked really great. Again, Houndstooth looks gorgeous. Obviously, Bob the drag queen. We all know Bob owns Houndstooth. But still looks great on Angie. And then, of course, we have looks like Willow. I loved Willow's look. I love the suit moment. That was really cool. And I love the wig. That wig was really, really cool. Really great. And then we have Queens who I don't really think understood the assignment too well. Like Georges. I love Georges. Georges like gorgeous. This was not shoulder pads. It was puffy sleeves. It was great. But it wasn't shoulder pads. Again, great look. Not shoulder pads. Jasmine, I think, looked pretty good. I like this color on her. Again, it's a simpler outfit for Jasmine, so I will say I enjoyed that. But not my favorite. Then, of course, we have Daiya. I didn't like this. I don't know. Let me know what you think down below. I like the presentation of it. I think there were parts of it that I didn't love. And yeah, that's what I'm going to say about that. I understand what she was going for, like the grunge aspect. Again, trying to make this signature Daiya look, which I get and I enjoy. Not my favorite. And then, of course, Lady Camden. I like this. I like the presentation of, obviously, of the Nutcracker with the shoulder pads and the reveal. I did want the reveal to kind of change the rest of the outfit, because I think that would have been a real gag. If she started out with, like, a Nutcracker and then ended up as a ballerina, like, that could be really cool. Again, let me know what you think down below. But for me, it was a fine look. Again, none of the looks, if I'm being real with you, were super exciting on this episode. Overall, I was kind of disappointed with this runway. Again, I'm not on the show yet, so that's my own opinion. Like, overall, I was kind of disappointed. But, hey, that's me. So, when it comes to placement, safe queens this week are going to be Angie and Camden. Fair, I agree. Top 3 are going to be Bosco, Willow, and Deja. And bottom 3 are going to be Daiya, Georges, and Jasmine. Work, I agree with this. Correct, sure. The winner this week is going to be Bosco, so congratulations to Bosco on winning this challenge. Again, second challenge win, great job. I also could have seen Willow winning because I love Willow, and I think Willow did great this episode. But again, congratulations to Bosco. So, of course, Willow and Deja are safe. And then the bottom 3, obviously being Daiya, Georges, and Jasmine. In the end, RuPaul does announce that Georges and Jasmine are going to be in the bottom 2, which means Daiya Betty is safe. When it comes to this lip sync, I will say I enjoyed the lip sync. I do think they did a great job. I am glad that they didn't go around doing flips and kicks because I don't think the song called for it. But it was fine. Was it double save worthy? To me, no. Again, let me know who you would have eliminated down below. But obviously RuPaul does announce that no one is going home this week. It is a double save. So congrats to Jasmine and Georges on surviving this week. Work. For me, I would have sent home Jasmine because this is her 3rd time in the bottom, and I think track record, when you get to this, should play some key role in this. Again, I like Jasmine a lot. I think she should have gone home this week because of track record. Let me know who you think should have gone home down below in the comment section. But that does bring me to the end of my review. Overall, this episode was kind of boring. Not my favorite episode, not the worst. It was kind of just meh to me. Again, I think I get annoyed when no one goes home because I just feel like they're prolonging the season more and more, and I feel like it's unnecessary to do that. Again, let me know what you think down below. Next week is Snatch Game, so that'll be super fun. I can't wait to watch and react and review and do all the things. Snatch Game, work. Yeah, hopefully next week will be great. Maybe, Deja can do well, maybe Willow, I don't know, Angie, hopefully. Let me know who you think is going to do well in Snatch Game, actually. Like this video if you liked it, share it on social media, and hit that subscribe button. Come join the Sandwich Hour community. And also follow me on my social media, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Sandwich Hour. And also YouTube. Hit that subscribe button at Sandwich Hour. Alright, and I will see y'all later. Bye!